everybody, my name is Serena Anderson with serenaanderson.com, and today I'd like to do a video giving a overview and summary about how a session went a couple days ago with one of my clients. So what I do is I do introspective hypnosis, and in these sessions we find out the reason for different things that are occurring in this lifetime, the origins of them, and then the higher self or the subconscious mind will take us back to either past life events or some sort of scenario that helps to give the client understanding as to why they're experiencing such a thing in their life. So with my client the other day, we wanted to find out why she is experiencing these white spots on her skin. And these white spots started to come when she was about 14 years old, when she was breaking into puberty and transforming into a woman. And these white spots made her feel very shameful. It made her feel like she wanted to cover up, very modest. She didn't want to reveal too much, show too much of her skin. It made her feel very shy. And that's always been a very difficult thing for her throughout her life. And now she's a woman, I believe she's in her 40s or so. So it's something that she's been dealing with for her whole life. And it has caused her moments of self-hate, not liking her body, poor reflection of herself. And we wanted to find out what the origin was of that. And we went back to a past life, and it first began, and she said, I'm in a building, and there's men in this room. And as I continued to ask questions, we began to figure out that she was tied up on a table, and she couldn't get away, and there were men around her. So what I did is I went ahead and closed that scene and went back further in time to find out what had happened before this had occurred. So then when we did that, she was walking down a street with a mail, piece of letter mail, and she was taking this piece of mail to the drop box post office. And so she's walking, and she drops it off, and she starts walking back, and she gets encountered with this guy who starts talking to her, and she kind of has an uncomfortable feeling, but she kind of just goes along with it. And he says, you want to come in here and have a drink inside of this tavern? And she was like, okay. And so she went in there, and basically they were talking at first, and then he had said, hey, come back to this room, I want to show you something. And that's where these other men were at, and they were threatening her that she had to be quiet. Anyway, one thing led to another, and they all end up raping her. And she was extremely distressed during hypnosis. It was very very hard for her to go back through and re-experience those events. And so when we had first started, she had realized that she was a beautiful, attractive woman. But anyways, so she had been raped, and they tied her up, and they ended up setting the place on fire and leaving her in there, and she died in there from that. And after she died, we connected with her higher self, and we asked why we were shown that past life event as a response or answer to the question as to why she has these white spots that have come onto her body and why she's been experiencing those. And we were told that those are burn marks, scarring, so to speak, that have come forward in this lifetime, and it was also as a mechanism to protect herself from something like that happening again. And that with these white spots, she would be very uncomfortable, modest in her body. And it was very revealing and very telling as to why she's experienced this unknown skin situation that just came out of nowhere, and there's no apparent reason why. And now she has more of an understanding. So then what we also did is then we went in and we worked on some self-love and directing love to the body and to the skin. And during the session, I incorporate some fundamental belief changes. And one of the things is the body and the skin is the largest organ on and in the body. And so when you hate your skin, you're hating your entire body. And went through and did some reprogramming and some of that. So that was very, very good. Very, very helpful for her. Also, another thing with the same gal, she was born with her hips not aligned properly. So one of her legs is consistently longer than the other. So this will create some tension and pain on her hip area, and she'd been experiencing some pain in her right hip. So we asked why, what's the origin of this? Why was she born this way? And she was taken to a past life, and right when we entered the past life, she was about 50-year-old man, and it was in the early 1920s. And she said that she was standing next to a window as this man, and she was like, oh my gosh, I just jumped out of the window. And it was pretty high up. Jumped out, and he hit the ground, broke his back, his hips, and his legs. And from that, he was trying to commit suicide and was paralyzed, was no longer able to walk after that. He was married to his wife, and when asked why he tried to kill himself, why he did this, he said that I lost hope. I felt like there's nothing more. There's very, very, very difficult to make money, was very unhappy, was an alcoholic, not a very good marriage, very disengaged from each other. He didn't feel like she really even cared for him or cared about his well-being. And yeah, it was a really, that was a really intense one. So then he lived for another 10 years after that, and his wife had to take care of him. And we did some forgiveness therapy, asking his wife for forgiveness for attempting suicide and to put her in this situation and make things even worse for them. And then some self-forgiveness for wanting to kill himself and wanting to end his life and to, you know, do the easy way out, sort of, so to speak. Which of course it never is the easy way out. It's, you know, there's a whole another part to that. But anyway, so we were able to go back and do some mending and some healing, and then I took him all the way to the end of his life there, and he died alone, which is how he said he always wanted to die. And when the soul left the body, the soul stayed for a little while and observed the man in his body, and felt sad for that man and that life. And it was a very good session. We were able to understand and learn so much about the origin of those two items. And it was very fascinating, and she was very happy with what she had discovered through the session. And on the first one with the skin patches, it's caused her to be very obsessive with working out. And we asked, is that why? Is it she trying to overcompensate for the skin issues, so that's why she always wants to work out? And it absolutely, we got a definite validation that is why. And we brought in Archangel Michael to do some healing work. We did a body scan with Archangel Michael, found some things in the head, some negative self-talk, some self-directed hurt and anger towards the skin. And Archangel Michael started working on that. He also gave some tools and techniques of what she can do to start doing some self-love, as well as a technique that I thought was very creative, which was each time she catches herself having any of these types of thoughts, to imagine butterflies coming out of her and taking away those thoughts, and then she replenishes it with a positive thought. And I thought that was really clever. So yeah, it was a really fascinating, very healing. And that's what introspective hypnosis is all about, is about healing things that have happened in this lifetime, maybe finding out origins of certain reasons of why things are the way they are. And it brought a lot of understanding to her, and it's going to help her move forward and to give herself some slack and give her skin some slack. That really truly, it was a defensive mechanism to not be raped again. And she had a brutal death, a brutal rape and a brutal death in that past life. So yeah. And then at the end, I could feel one of her grandparents was wanting to come forward, so we asked who was coming forward. We called in the three, welcomed them in for whoever wanted to come forward, and her grandmother came forward. And I wanted to share something that she said, because it really was a good piece of information. She said, humans take life too serious. It's really not that serious. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the issues, the obstacles. Don't take them so seriously. Parenting, don't take it so seriously. Your jobs, family. She's like, it from here, from my perspective, it looks like Play-Doh and doll houses. And it's short. And it's short. So that was very beautiful too. Well, I hope you enjoyed the summary of this hypnosis session this week, and I'm in the process of putting together an introspective coaching program, which we will be going through everything from hypnosis to meditations to affirmations, reprogramming the subconscious mind. And also, if you wanted to have a session to dive into some things, feel free to reach out to me. My website is serenaanderson.com. If you'd like to check that out, still a work in progress, but definitely go check it out, and you can contact me there. Also, my email is serena.anderson11@gmail.com. But I do invite you to go check out the website, serenaanderson.com. All right, well, thank you so much for watching today. I look forward to sharing more summaries and overviews. There's a lot of personal information in these sessions, so it makes it a little hard to share them. But in the future, as I get more momentum going, maybe I'll be able to cut snippets into it best I can, and share that way too. But there's a lot of private information that happens in these sessions. So anyways, thank you again so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and remember that you have the answers inside of you. And you are a very beautiful, blessed human. Don't take life so serious. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. Namaste. Thank you.